ご覧いただきありがとうございます。スコットランドのサッカーや最近の試合について議論が交わされました。特に VAR システムの解説やペナルティの判定についての意見交換が行われました。今回はこの話題について詳しく話している番組の翻訳をお届けいたします。それではご覧ください。
Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you, as always, for your questions. Frank is here, Craig as well. Gab, where are you based? Where are you at the moment?
I'm in Berlin. I'm on the balcony of my apartment. I was just distracted a second there because right here in live time, there was a police car kind of pulling somebody over rather menacingly. So
Wow.
I don't know what they're doing now because I'm staring right down the camera.
I'm guessing you're wearing shorts, yeah, Gab?
Of course, I'm wearing shorts. It is summer, and as you know, because it's after I get to wear my light-colored shirt because it's after Memorial Day.
Oh, beautiful.
Labor Day,
You've never been to Berlin.
Yep, Frank, are you wearing shorts? Shut up, right?
It's one of my favourite cities.
Are you wearing shorts as well, Frank?
There's a story there. Shall we tell? No, we won't tell.
Never, my man.
Yeah.
That's for you. That's not for me. But I might come in the studio with shorts once, just to please you and to please the viewers, because
for God's sake.
they asked me to wear that.
Why'd you spoil the night? I forgot he was coming.
Yeah, he's coming Friday. It's going to be exciting, isn't it? That's all right, you can play golf on Saturday now. He's here.
I'm coming home.
Perfect.
I'm coming home. Frankie's coming home.
Okay, what's happening, Pete? We've got a
2
Steve Clark quote. Oh, you just text it to me. Okay, all right then.
All right, I'll talk.
Here we go.
You
Steve Clark, 100% penalty. Somebody somewhere has to explain to me why that's not a penalty. I've got other words, but I'm not going to use them. Also, question: why VAR didn't intervene?
Oh, we even have to explain it to the Scotland manager. VAR did not intervene because VAR looked at it and VAR agreed with the referee. That's why VAR didn't intervene. Shall we explain it? VAR for dummies. VAR for dummies. When it doesn't intervene, it hasn't been sitting there going,
watching the Germany game.
Scheffler's winning golf again, you know. It was a kind of jib. Oh, so I can't. Anyway, that's emotions. I never get that with managers. When not the emotions, the VAR side of it. You know, people have to stop this. Some people just have to stop. You know, why did VAR not get involved? Because the operator agreed with the referee. But the emotion there is everything's 100% a penalty. I can imagine the Scottish fans now. Yep. They're down there. They're drowning their sorrows. They're having a good time. They're drinking beer and they're consoling themselves, and the world will be against them.
Yes.
That's the mentality. But when you look at it, and when you have the ability to look at stuff in the cold light of day, it wasn't a penalty, and it's nowhere near as clear cut as I think some of these people think it is. But again, that's emotion talking.
Gab, I don't think we got your view in the end.
I think that there's 2 points to make on this, right? One is what people seem to forget also is that the referee and the VAR speak to each other and they say, hey, what did you see? Did you see it clearly? Blah, blah, blah. They actually have a conversation, which people seem to always forget. And I think the other point, to be fair to Steve Clark, possibly, is that if the referee had given it on the pitch, I'm not sure VAR would have said, why don't you take another look? It wasn't a penalty. I think it's one of those things where the referee's very well positioned. He judges it a certain way, and that's that. And had he made a different judgment, then VAR might not have intervened anyway. And I think you just have to kind of accept that VAR is not going to go and re-referee games. That's not what it's there for.
Yeah, maybe try and have a shot at goal. That might help.
Maybe try and exactly. But is that the referee's fault?
Craig, it feels like since 1986, every time Scotland enters a major competition, they have hope going into this third group game and Scotland fans get their hearts broken. Are they just cursed in international tournaments?
No, just not good enough. But, go back to the 96 side that I played in at Villa Park against Switzerland, a very good Swiss side. We beat them 1-0. Ali McCoy scored the final group game. We were through. We were playing well. We probably should have scored 3 or 4 goals in the game, but we didn't. And that left us at the mercy of Holland, who were getting battered at Wembley by England 4-0. And Patrick Kluivert scores a consolation for them, they thought, through the legs of David Seaman, and that meant Holland knocked us out in goal difference. But that Scottish side had 4 points. You know, it's a 16-team tournament. 2 went through. There was no third place teams went through. 2 went through. The other 2 went out. But we had 4 points. And in that group was also England. It was England who went to the semi-finals. It was a good Swiss side, and it was a damn good Dutch side that had Kluivert and Davids and Seedorf and Ronald de Boer and all that. That's nip and tuck. That's been through with 10 minutes to go and been out with 5 minutes to go. That's how close it was. This isn't close.
How much were you aware of what was going on?
Very. In the second half, I was on the far side to the benches at Villa Park, so I was on that right side furthest away. And with about, if memory serves me right, the Scottish fans were all down that side, but if memory serves me right, I was getting the instruction from the bench to bomb forward with about 25 minutes to go, 20 minutes to go, forward, forward, forward. And then I was getting messages to get back because England had scored the 4th.
Right.
And then Kluivert scored the consolation to make it 4-1 at Wembley. And I was getting told to get forward again because then we were out. So we were out, we were in, we were out, and we were in. But that's edge of the seat stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the fire. That's like what, you know, we're throwing the kitchen sink at it for 45 minutes. This is not. This is like on a whim. 10 minutes to go, trying to conjure up some chances. Haven't really played well, end up with 1 point. That's not the Scottish phrase, glorious failure. It's just not been good enough.
Frank, do you think Albania can beat Spain tomorrow?
No, well, really no. I think Spain is in a, well, I guess they're gonna rest some players. They're not gonna do like Nagelsmann. I'm pretty sure that the coach is gonna rest some players, and he will have to. Spain has been made one of the favorites in the first game of the tournament. So I would love to see a big surprise because it's always nice for football in a neutral point of view. But I really think that the quality between Albania and Spain is so big, the difference of quality, is so big that there is no way that Albania can create a surprise for me.
But
Go on, Gab.
I think we should point out, Dan, that Spain have won the group. So even if they lose 20-0 against Albania, they're still winning the group. Italy can't catch them. Nobody else can catch them. Italy would finish level on points, but obviously lost a head-to-head to Spain. So I think De La Fuente would be mad not to change everybody in the team at this point against Albania or anybody who's on a card or whatever. And I think, to be fair to Nagelsmann, that is a difference between where Germany are and where Spain are.
Craig, could this Scotland team...
Yeah, I'm sorry. There was sorry. Just in that matter, we have to remember to the people that Germany needed only 1 point to go through. So you are telling me that there was a little risk, and Switzerland is a very good team, but still, come on, you're Germany, you play at home. You are telling me that 7 or 8 players in your squad are not good enough to play one game.
They were already through. It wasn't a problem. They were fine.
No, it's about winning the group, Dan. It's not about going through, because you don't want to end up on the half of the draw with England and France, right? You want to stay in the nice safe half. And I think it's the same thing for Spain.
See, that's when you finish bottom of the group. You don't have these. Gav, you finish bottom of the group, you don't have these issues. You just, we'll play anybody, it doesn't matter. We're out.
To that point, Craig, could this Scotland team survive relegation in the Premier League?
No, not a chance. Not a chance.
They haven't got that many Premier League players.
Not a chance. They got guys playing in the Championship. They got like Grant Hanley at the back. Let's not forget, probably Scotland's 2 best players are 2 left backs.
Yeah.
Kieran Tierney, who's been on loan at Real Sociedad, is probably going to leave Arsenal. And Andy Robertson, who's a terrific player but didn't have his greatest season. And so Steve Clarke has had to find a way playing a back 5 to get them into the side. You can add Jordan McGinn in, who I think is workmanlike, but has done a damn good job at Aston Villa. There was a clamber to get Billy Gilmour on the side. He played. They were better for him being in it, but it's not. There's no real world beaters there. So you look at that back line, and they would get walloped in the Premier League.
Gav, what do you want?
Well, I just want to say Lewis Ferguson and Lyndon Dykes say hello, Craig. What about us?
Why are you starting a fight? Why are you starting a fight about this?
Well, Lyndon Dykes apparently never ever played soccer or didn't play any not because he was brought up in Australia and he played all the Australian sports, which is, you know, the cricket and the Aussie rules football and all that. And he took the game up super late, and before he knows it, he's playing up front for Scotland.
He's at the Scotland Hall of Fame. Gab, are you enjoying the food in Germany? What's your favourite?
Beer.
I have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed some very. The beer here is substantially cheaper than it is in London. I'm happy to report. The food's been good, especially in Berlin. And yes, there's some very fine Italian restaurants, I must say.
No, not Italian restaurants, Gab. You don't go to Berlin for Italian restaurants. People want German cuisine. What should they go for?
Well, it's funny. We went to sort of this. The producer Freddie and I today, we went to sort of this German grill house type place, and they served us ribs, and it was an enormous portion of ribs, and I had to doggy bag it. It was good, but not as good as Italian food.
Wasn't no? I was thinking about Cardiff.
Look, I'm sorry. Listen, Dan. Listen. Okay, listen, Dan. This is important, right? You go around the world, right?
Yes.
What kind of restaurants do you see? You see Italian restaurants, right? You see Japanese restaurants. You see Chinese restaurants. You see French restaurants. You see Indian restaurants. How often do you see a German restaurant? How often you go on holiday and say, yes, I really fancy some German food. You know, I really fancy like pork shank or kartoffel
Derek is
or
so
whatever.
angry at you right
like,
now.
How often?
Gab.
I'm not. I know. I'm not dissing anybody, but please, when I'm here working, don't have a go at me because I like to have some Italian food or some Japanese food. There's a French bistro I want to try out. Please don't have a go at me for that. There's a reason. There's a hierarchy when it comes to food. There's Mexican restaurants here. There's more and better Mexican restaurants here than there are German ones. Okay. Sorry.
So in a different world, you're in Berlin, and somehow Stevie Nicol has been imported in as your partner in crime. Where is his eatery of choice?
Is there a TGI Fridays?
I don't know about TGI Fridays, but there are several pubs, which I'm sure if you ask somebody nicely, I don't know if they're kind of pubs. They're those pubs where like those places you go to where there's a menu, but you're not sure anybody orders from it because it's really more just about drinking and stuff. But I'm sure on some of them, they probably have shepherd's pie on the menu and mince. And if you ask them very nicely, I'm sure they would make something up for Stevie, just because it's Stevie.
I have to say, we move on, because that Welsh trip was something to behold in Cardiff for the Champions League final.
That was good.
Particularly when the producer the first night took us to the smokehouse. I wanted to kill him. That's a different story.
Okay.
However, we had to question Gab's authenticity as an Italian as he took us to that Italian restaurant more than one occasion, and the menu had pictures.
I'm surprised they even let you look at the menu.
That's not nice. Yeah.
Craig, you insisted on going back there a second time.
Yeah,
they did
I
have
like the
pictures because we're in Wales, so they need to make it simpler.
Careful,
but you know what?
careful.
It was still reasonable. It's better than a
You've upset the
smokehouse.
Germans.
Frank, what's your favourite German delicacy?
That would be kind of what they call kind of choucroute, and it's also in Alsace that I know, and I know a big chef who does gastronomy food in Normandy, and the guy is German and he makes Germans dishes, and I was invited to a show before the Euro to taste what he was doing. That was mainly because of shrimp that they have from a sea there, and they have caviar as well, and they have some sausages as well. And if they are delicate. They can prepare it in a nice way, and you have in Normandy a beautiful gastronomic restaurant,
Oh, there you
and
go.
and the chef is German. It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, Dan? This proves my point, right? You ask him about German food, and he mentions food from Alsace, which of course is basically France, and then he mentions the German chef who's lived in Normandy for the last 20 years and is a three Michelin star chef. So obviously, whatever that guy makes, the guy could be, could be cat food, and it would be good. But come on, and I'm not having a go
you're
here.
right, you're
It's
right,
not
Gab,
bad.
you're right.
I'm just saying
I'm with
there's
you,
better
Gab.
stuff.
So,
Thank
Gab,
you.
did you eat all
I'm
the
with
ribs?
you, Gab. No, at home.
Thank you.
No. It's it. Look at that.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Oh, Gab, have you still got that
Oh my
T-shirt?
God!
You need some new clothes,
Have I
Gab.
what?
That's not for one person.
I had gone on a run earlier, okay, and then we went straight here, and I was
tell you
hungry.
what.
No, I did not. I doggy bagged it.
Wow.
I tell you what,
I didn't have any of the chips. Or number 20.
Nickel would not eat the ribs because they've got sauce on them and stuff. However,
Oh, those
the
chips look good.
the chips on the side, he would jump off the top of
Those
the diving board
chips.
to get in amongst them.
Yeah, those chips look good, Gab.
The thing you're calling the chips are the French fries. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that correct?
French fries, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yes.
That's
What
different.
makes me-
That's
Yeah.
different. Chips.
Yeah.
Chips is
What
crispy.
makes me laugh?
Thank you, Frank.
What makes me laugh about that plate is somehow somebody's convinced somebody that if they put a little bit of green salad on the side,
Yes.
it's going to balance it out.
Just waiting for Donaldson to pop up. Okay.
All right, okay, we're on the clock.
Right.
We're on the clock.
Why does Scotland suck so bad? Are they good at any sports?
Did I write that? From Craig. No, well, listen, to be fair, and I'll call it as it is, what Stevie Clarke has done is take Scotland to two major championships, the Euros that were eventually played in 2021, and now the Euros in Germany in 2024. Now, they haven't really been competitive, but they've at least got there.
Because it's a bigger field, yeah?
Yeah, because of bigger field, there's a parachute through the Nations League. I get that, but prior to that, it was 1998, the last time any team were there. So there is some credence to getting there. But it is, as you know, and I'm a great believer, it is slightly easier to get there now because they've opened up some doors. But what happens is you get to these tournaments, and sometimes, like Scotland, there's been over 20 years when they went in 21. And there was 23 years, I think, since they'd last been. But yet somehow, if you go out at the group stages, it's not very good.
What about other sports?
Well, Scotland used to be very good at rugby.
Yeah.
What do you mean other sports?
Well, exactly what the question is. What other sports is Scotland good at?
Well, Andy Murray was...
Golf.
He's British though, isn't he?
Well, he's British when he's British when he wins. He's British when he wins, and he's Scottish when he loses. That's what it is. No, Andy Murray's been a very good tennis player.
Yep.
We've had very good golfers like Montgomery and many others. So there has been, and I'm digging like hell. There's been lots of great. Alan Wells won the
Jackie
he won the
Stewart.
Olympics. Jackie Stewart won the World Championship Formula One.
Curling? You're good at curling, aren't you?
Curling, yeah, curling. Snooker. Stephen Hendry was the world champion at snooker.
There we go.
Oh, darts. Jockey Wilson. No, he wasn't the world champion. It's just football. Somebody's going to remind me of some other great Scots. But we did invent. Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone.
Okay.
I believe.
Beautiful. For Craig,
No,
are
he
you going to
didn't.
Oh,
you kidding? No. Alexander Graham Bell stole the telephone from Meucci, who was Italian. Alexander Graham Bell is a thief. Are you kidding me, Craig? We were doing so well. Alexander Graham Bell, read your history. Alexander Graham Bell is a fraud and a thief. He's
They don't
burning in
teach
hell
that
right
in
now for what he
Scotland,
did.
do they?
Well, we've not been
No,
told
clearly
that.
they don't.
He invented it. We also invented penicillin. But we maybe are still in having somebody else.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
much better. Ian
That's
Fleming.
Pasteur.
Adam Smith. Alexander
That's
Fleming.
Pasteur.
I tell you what, Logie Baird, Yogi Bear, and I don't even have come back because my dad told me. He invented the television.
Oh, okay.
Was that stolen by from some Italian?
All right, the police are coming for Gab.
That's Derek.
No, that's all legit.
I told you we invented television.
Craig, are you going to miss Don in the studio?
We like Don.
Yeah, of course.
We like Don. I played with Don. I've known Don for years.
There we go.
We love having Don here.
There we go.
He does throw us a bone now and again.
Yeah, it does come up.
He's been very busy this summer, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he's going to Mumbai
He's gone straight from here to London, then Mumbai for 20 days, and then he's coming back from Mumbai, and he's gone on a 5-day golf trip with his mates.
What? My missus would
He
never.
must be hated at home.
Well, yes, exactly. Off you go.
We all
Frank,
know that
we're looking
feeling.
forward to you being here. Gab, enjoy the rest of your German trip and
Six-
your ribs and your chips. It looks nice, man. That is it.
Craig,
Oh,
6 days.
wow.
6 days and I'm there.
No.
5 days.
Oh,
Oh, you got to take 6 sleeps. 6 sleeps, Frank. There we are.
Oh my God.
And we will
Oh
end
my
with that
God.
beautiful picture. Look at the lettuce. Just put it
I'm
on
going to
there.
throw up.
Frank, I'm just reopening my
Yeah.
vacation, my employment vacation app.
Okay, that's it. We're done. Thank you very much. ESPN FC back with you, but I presume it's me and you again tomorrow. Yeah? Maybe Steve will be here.
本日の動画はいかがでしたか？ユーロ2024の試合から目が離せませんね。皆さんの意見をコメントで教えてください。このチャンネルでは5大リーグに関する最新ニュースや選手のインタビューを翻訳して速報でお届けしています。ぜひチャンネル登録と高評価もよろしくお願いいたします。次回の動画もお楽しみに。